Avowed is a return to the traditional action RPG comfort food we know and love. Set in the fantasy universe of Pillars of Eternity, it embraces all the classic RPG tropes. From standing around a campfire exchanging dark backstories with companions to looting every fallen enemy before their corpse is even cooled, Avowed delivers a familiar yet enjoyable experience. True to Obsidian's pedigree, the writing, world-building, and open-world maps are well executed. Running around lobbing deadly spells at reanimated skeletons and violent lizard folk in pursuit of shiny new gear is as entertaining as ever. However, Avowed leans so heavily on the foundation set by games like Skyrim and Dragon Age that it struggles to carve out a distinctive identity of its own. You play as a godlike, a rare being imbued with magical powers, and the envoy of the Emperor. Dispatched to the wild continent of the Living Lands, your mission is to stop a mysterious plague known as the Dream Scourge. Of course, there's no rush. You'll spend plenty of time helping random townsfolk with their problems, delving into ruins for loot, and gaining XP by battling all manner of creatures and bandits. While the premise follows a well-worn path, Avowed executes it well. The unraveling mystery of the Dream Scourge and its supernatural origins is compelling, and your choices significantly impact the world around you. However, the plot's twists and turns often become apparent well before your character and companions realize them, making it less surprising than the Pillars of Eternity games. One of Avowed's greatest strengths is its companions. Each has unique opinions, personal dilemmas, and abilities that enhance combat and puzzle solving. Kai, a sarcastic reptilian mercenary with a passion for woodworking, is always entertaining, while the flirtatious mage Yatzel provides a steady stream of innuendos, though romance is sadly off the table. The camaraderie and character interactions make for a strong party dynamic, but the social bonds lack depth. While it doesn't detract from the overall experience, it does feel like a missed opportunity, especially for an RPG that thrives on player-driven relationships. Combat in Avowed feels smoother and more refined than in many similar fantasy RPGs. Whether wielding melee weapons or magic, the action is engaging, though evading hordes of enemies across treacherous landscapes can be challenging. Playing as a squishy wizard required precise dodging and high-powered spells to stay alive, while melee-focused builds offered powerful attacks to break enemy defenses. However, enemy variety is one of Avowed's biggest shortcomings. Throughout the 50-hour completionist run, battles against the same handful of enemy types became repetitive. Skeletons, oversized spiders, and for some reason, an excessive number of bears make up the bulk of your opponents. Occasionally, a genuinely menacing foe would appear, but these encounters were too infrequent to break the monotony. Avowed's world consists of 4 substantial open-world hubs, reminiscent of the Outer World's separate planetary zones. While not massive, these areas are packed with side quests, puzzles, hidden chests, and colorful scenery that makes them a joy to explore, at least the first time around. Unfortunately, the lack of respawning enemies makes backtracking feel lifeless, as previously bustling areas become eerily empty. On a more positive note, Avowed integrates light parkour mechanics, allowing players to mantle ledges and access hidden locations. It's not as advanced as movement systems in games like Dying Light, but it adds a nice layer of vertical exploration. Surprisingly, Avowed is one of the most technically stable RPGs in recent memory. Across 50-plus hours on Xbox Series X, there were no major glitches, crashes, or significant bugs. A few minor issues, such as odd polygon pop-ins and an instance where an optional boss was killed before accepting the relevant quest, were rare and inconsequential. Given Obsidian's history with buggy launches, this level of polish is a welcome surprise. With its rich world-building and stellar character writing, Avowed reminds players why they love Obsidian RPGs. However, it plays it safe, offering a competent yet unremarkable fantasy adventure. While the combat and exploration are enjoyable, the lack of enemy variety and the absence of deeper social mechanics hold it back from greatness. Avowed doesn't revolutionize the genre, but it delivers a solid RPG experience with meaningful choices, fun combat, and a technically polished world. If you're craving a well-crafted but familiar adventure, it's definitely worth your time. Just don't expect it to break new ground.